Hello everybody, and welcome. Today I'll be showing you guys how to build my most basic boar breeder, which you can see behind me now. It's extremely easy, and I use this personally throughout all of my survival worlds because it is minimum effort and effective. Let me show you guys how this works. For this farm, we simply build ourselves this little structure right here. Super easy, very basic. All that happens here is we have this beam at the top here at the correct height. We have our breeding pair inside there. We give them carrots. They are the only ones, by the way, that have access to these carrots. So all the others won't be able to reach this food and waste our food. So these two get access to this food. They breed, they spawn our little babies in there. And then as they naturally wander around in this pen, our adults will then simply slowly push these little babies underneath the fence, and as soon as they get separated, our little babies then wander on off, successfully separating our new pigs from our breeding pair. And we just leave them to breed from there going forward. Very basic and effective. In fact, I think we're about to see this happen right now, actually. There we go. Perfect example. Right as I'm recording. Alright, and now let's get to building this magnificent little structure. Right, so first things first, place yourself a wooden beam right in the center there, like so. Flat ground, obviously, go ahead and flatten the ground. And then place yourself a 2x2 wooden floor right on top here. From there, add some of these guys. So this space will be 3x3. Is what this surface area should be, like so. And then next up we need to add some stairs because we need to get our board in there. And then let's go ahead and just add some walls here because we need to do some measuring in a moment, like that. You there, come here. So yes, this little structure is basically a tailored fit based on the board that you're using. Because I've got different hitbox sizes if it's a 1, 2, or a regular board. So you stay there. So use this wooden beam here and we just hover above this board. So there's red, so his hitbox size is there. So if you go up and you see there it's free, so right there we place this one. Right there. So we need this to be slightly below his hitbox. So let's try and keep this next to the level, like try and place it exactly just slightly below there, so there. So if you compare the two, you can see that one's a bit higher, this one is slightly below it, and then we go ahead and we can delete that one. Now his services are no longer needed, we have the height that we need. Okay, now let's add some beams around here. Like so. Oi. There we go. And one there as well. Alright. So let's keep that beam. So keep your height. Now we need to get the... So that is the vertical. Now we need to get the horizontal level of this beam as well, which need to be same as these poles right there. So we can take one of these. So our height is there. Keep it level to this one. And we freehand place this right here. Let me see if I can zoom in actually a little bit more. So height there, right here. Hang on, that's not a good position. So free place this so it's equal to this beam right there. So it should be flush. Right there. That's not quite flush. Let's try again. Let's see, is that fine? I'm just going to try and put it right there. So that should be the same height. Yes, perfect. So same height here. And flush to this corner piece right there. Now we can get rid of this. And now we just do this all around. So we have this little frame here going all around to keep them in. So let's continue replacing it there. And there. Same here. Flush. Nice. And then we'll need to get our board in here in a moment as well. But let's see if we can add this there. No, that's in the way. Right, so that won't work. Let's just put one of these there for now. Sweet. Okay, let's get our 2 boards in there. Oh, look, he's very willing. Excellent. He loves it already. And you go in there too. Move. And let's finish this off like so. Sweet. That's basically it, by the way. So that is the farm that is functioning already. We'll just take away some of these little pieces here. So first thing is, what I would do is I would just add this beam here at the bottom. So it has some support there. And another one here. And then we take these corner pieces away. That one and that one. If we take away these 2 little corner pieces, it just makes it more efficient. Because our baby boards wander into these corners quite frequently. So when a baby board is there, the adult will go there and they'll bop him on through there. Sweet. Now from here we can add a roof, even though this is just, you know, decorative, doesn't really matter. This is quite a horrible little looking structure, I'll be honest. If you guys are used to all my other builds, then yes, this is not quite up to scratch at all. This roof here looks disgusting. But anyway, like I said, this is my early game strat, so I don't focus on decorating and all that sort of stuff. This is just to get me through the early into mid game, and then from there I kind of worry about, you know, decorating and make things look smooth and whatnot. So yeah, that's kind of how it will look like if it is decorated. From here we can go ahead, chuck our carrots, try and land it right in the middle there. That is atrocious. So, not like that. Let's try again. That is worse. Okay, come on. There you go. Perfect. Just like that. So now they'll have access to the food, and none of the other boars will have access, so that saves us on food as well. They'll go into breeding mode, and now, the other bit to this farm. We go ahead, take these little pieces out, like so. Now, for the other bit. So you want to place your fences quite a while away. So for those of you who know or don't know, the mob cap for boars is 5 within a 10-meter radius. So that's why my fence is quite far away. You want these fences to be at least 12 meters or further away from this pair. So you can simply measure that. So use one of these 2x2s to measure. So this will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And as you can see, any board that goes beyond this point will be 12 meters or further away. So simply do this in all directions, and then you build your fences. Because our boards have got a tendency to, as you can see, to roam against fences. So they automatically, as these little babies, as they are growing up, they automatically go beyond this point, outside of the detection range of our breeding pair. So those at the moment probably detect that one and that one. So they see it as only 4 boars being in this area. All of these against the fences are outside of the area, and that is the basic principle about how this farm works. Now then, let me take these away because they look hideous. Like so. And then the other thing is, as you can see, the ground is a bit different. What I always do, because this is, you know, bare minimum survival and all that, I don't want to waste all of the space only for my board. So what I always do is I cultivate this ground so that I can plant all of my crops in here as well, whilst my board are breeding. So we just use the surface area here to maximum efficiency, and that's basically it. From here, I'm just going to stand here, and let's just check that this does work. So I'm just going to stand here for a moment, AFK, up until our first baby pops on through, and then let's see him get shoved on through and watch the magic happen one more time to make sure it is working. Alright, there we have our little baby. So let's just keep an eye on him, just make sure that he does get shoved on through, and then we know that this is working 100%. And there it is. That is the magic source that this entire structure revolves around. Now he'll wander away, turn into an adult, and then hopefully go against the fence here somewhere, like those or whatnot. And that in turn frees up the breeding space, and oh, there's another one. That in turn frees up the breeding space. So there's less than 5 again within this 10-meter area, and they simply continue breeding from there and so on. One thing that you guys should be aware of is the only problem that I do sometimes have with this farm is if you have got a baby in there and you then go, you know, exploring or something for an extended time. If you come back, they might mature before they get pushed out. So you might end up with, say, 3 boars in here. Simply, you know, come along, kill them again, so there's only 2. Never have more than 2 in here. But that is the only problem that I have got with this farm. Apart from this, it works splendid, especially for how easy it is. Alrighty. And that is this farm done. Easy as pie. Hope you guys enjoy, found it helpful and whatnot. And yeah, hit me a like if you guys liked it, or if you have any questions or maybe even ideas for other farms, then go right ahead, post them in the comments. I wouldn't mind having a look into them. Perfect. And apart from that, that's me, Zerger, saying goodbye, have yourselves an awesome day, take care. Cheers.